Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children all ages, Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things nerdy through a common sense lens. And you know, it's one of them situations where we report on rumors all the time around here. I enjoy the rumor mill as a fan. I think it's fun to theorize about things, and I think it's fun when inside sources leak things out. And when inside sources become reliable and they leak out the same things over and over again and they turn out to be accurate either weeks or months later, well, we generally tend to listen to those again. And Matt McGloin over there at cosmicbook.news is one of those that's been very accurate in the past, because if you remember, just last week we did a video over the fact that Stranger Things actress Sadie Sink, that lovely little redhead, has officially was being considered for a Marvel role. Now, obviously, we were hoping for like a Jean Grey or something like that. Well, looks like, boys and girls, another rumor has been confirmed, because Deadline is now saying the exact same thing. But we're not going to bother with Deadline's article because we don't want to give them the time of day, because they're legacy media institutions. But needless to say, if Deadline's putting it out there, it more or less confirms exactly what Comic Book News has to say. So as you can see from the headline, Spider-Man 4, Sadie Sink joins Tom Holland over here at cosmicbook.news. So this is what we're going to check out. This is the information we're going to go over. And then, of course, we'll give you a little rehash of what we have heard last week in case you missed that video as well. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing. We just crossed 1,600. We're on our way to 17, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Lady, what do you think of it? Do you think Sadie Sink is a good addition to it? Do you think if she actually does end up being in a Spider-Man movie, who do you think she's going to play? Do you think it could be Jean Grey, or do you think they're going to cast her as like, as like somebody else out there as well? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to support the channel, please check the links in the description as well. Yeah, because some people were speculating like maybe Black Cat or something like that, and like I love Sadie Sink, but like you really, if you're gonna have somebody play, like if you're gonna have somebody play Felicia, like you really need, you gotta have something. Felicia, you gotta have something a little more up top. I love Sadie Sink; she's a beautiful redheaded girl, but you know you really should be stacked if you're gonna play that. So we'll see what happens with this. But from Matt McGloin and cosmicbook.news, those Marvel rumors are right, at least partially. Stranger Things Sadie Sink has been cast in Spider-Man 4 and joins Tom Holland. Welcome Sadie Sink to the MCU. And some people are actually there was even some of the legacy institutions out there that were thinking, wonder if she could be MJ, if she could be the actual Mary Jane, right? Because like a lot of people are like, the chick that's in there right now, Zendaya, is like not really very, very good MJ in any way, shape, or form, right? Like not exactly the knockout blockbuster, you know, the Hollywood, supposed to have Hollywood stunning looks, right? You know, you hit the jackpot, Tiger. Yeah, not so much with Zendaya. Not pretty girl, but no, not MJ. Not MJ. The casting announcement comes via Deadline. The website says that with production on Spider-Man 4 set to start later this year, that Sadie Sink has joined the flick. It's noted Sony and Marvel haven't commented, and that's where it's like, okay, even Deadline, technically this is a rumor from Deadline, but since they're a legacy media institution, they're supposed to be more reliable. Essentially, all they're doing is confirming exactly what Cosmic Book News and Matt McGloin over here said. So, you know what? We'll take the wins where we can get them. And honestly, like I said, Sadie Sink's an awesome actress. So, a previous rumor said Sadie Sink is the frontrunner to play Jean Grey for the MCU's X-Men and could debut in the MCU as early as Avengers Doomsday. According to Deadline, they don't know who the 22-year-old actress is playing, but they do report on that the prevailing theory is she'll be introduced as an X-Men character, Jean Grey, in Spider-Man 4. Now, obviously, odd place to introduce Jean Grey, I guess, but either way, once again, that lines up exactly what we reported on last week. So just like I said, kind of an odd place to introduce Jean Grey, but hey, whatever. I mean, at least they're not, you know, race swapping another redhead and destroying redheads all over again. So, you know, there we go. We'll take the wins where we can get him at this point, right? I don't know. Spider-Man doesn't really have Jean Grey connection that I can think of off the top of my head. Deadline continues and notes, but don't count out the idea that she shows up as another beloved redheaded Spider-Man character. Who could that be? An actual Mary Jane? The site adds that Sadie Sink's role in Spider-Man will be a significant one. How about Sadie Sink as the real version of Mary Jane? That would be great. Firestar would be wild. I mean, Firestar would be great as well. Obviously, for me and like, if anybody that enjoyed like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends as that cartoon growing up or catching it on the replays, absolutely love that. And yeah, Firestar, I'll take that. I'd take Firestar. That would be pretty cool. That, like you said, that would be wild. Or how about a villain? There's Janine Gobi, a.k.a. Hallows Eve. Sadie Sink could also be playing Gwen Stacy, a.k.a. Spider-Gwen. And that's the one where, why are we erasing the redhead? Do not make her blonde. Do not do this. You're end of the day, like that girl is a bright redhead, right? Like her eyebrows are just as bright red as her hair. You'd have to dye everything on her unless you're gonna what? Turn Gwen Stacy into a redhead? That ain't gonna go over very well with the fans either. The end of No Way Home saw Doctor Strange cast a spell where everyone forgets who Peter is, including MJ and Ned and all of his friends. It's been reported that Zendaya will also have a reduced role and that a new female lead will play opposite Holland. Sounds like it's Sadie Sink. Yep, obviously. Fan theories have offered the new female character could be Black Cat. I can't help but think it could actually be a powered-up, multiversal version of MJ who has powers in comics now and goes by Jackpot. Well, wouldn't that be interesting? I don't know about all of that one. The untitled Spider-Man 4 gets released on July 31st, 2026, with Shang-Chi's Destin Daniel Curtin is directing. Don't know how I feel about that, but hey, here we go. Obviously, we've got everything else over here and some of this other stuff, so it's just a bunch of other background information, not stuff that's really prevalent to our current understanding and actual discussion here. But needless to say, this is going to be interesting. So I don't know we have no idea who she's going to play yet. I'd love to see an actual MJ with a redhead out there, and I think Sadie Sink could pull that off very well. Obviously, we're never going to get the curves of MJ that we saw. We're never going to get the curves of a lot of characters we saw in the classic comic books out there, especially in the modern era. These actresses are just too skinny. You need to cast Sydney Sweeney in proper roles for some of these comic book movies. But needless to say, it's one of those things. I love Sadie Sink. I think she's a great actress. Every interview I've seen with her, she's been nothing but sweet and excited about meeting fans and talking about all of that kind of stuff. She would definitely very much be a very good addition to the Marvel Universe out there, depending on what role they cast her in. Like I said, I'd love to see an actual MJ, a proper redheaded one, come out. But at the end of the day, I don't know what's going to end up happening. I hope the Black Cat is not a good idea. I don't think that's a Spider-Gwen. I don't think the Gwen Stacy's a good idea. I don't think Black Cat's a good feel. But Firestar, that would be wild. Is there somebody over at the Marvel that absolutely loved Spider-Man and his amazing spins and those classic cartoons? I'd totally be happy with that. I really would be. That could be great. That could be wonderful. That could be fun. But at the end of the day, boys and girls, this is why we listen to the Rumor Mill. And once again, our dear sweet friend over at Matt McGloin was right. And that's why we report on this stuff. So Sadie Sink, welcome to the MCU. Hopefully I don't completely and totally screw up your character.